Okay. Let's see if I can see comments. I'm not sure if I can see comments. Hi, Relly. Oh, yes, I can see comments going down the side. Hey, Kathy, great to see you. Hi, Halle Belly. Hey, Trace. Oh, Simone, hello. Rightio, so welcome. I'll give everybody a few minutes to jump on in. Yes, I can start to see comments coming down the page. And dun, da, 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 introducing the second man to be ever allowed into BooB CamP. Round of applause. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Chelsey. Who was the first?
So
I'm not the first?
You're not, no, you're not the first. The first man is Dennis. So Dennis Hodges is our...
I know Dennis.
You know Dennis? There you go. Yeah, so Dennis is the first man. He hasn't been live though.
Oh, okay.
The first live man.
Wow.
In BooB CamP. So welcome along. And everyone's joining in here. I know that you probably can't see the comments, so we've got lots of people commenting and saying hello already. So what we're going to do tonight, ladies, is Mark is going to talk through everything, well, 10 minutes or so, of parasites, of Candida. Remember I gave you the test to do last night? Who went and spat in the glass of water? I better see some yeses. So you spat in your glass of water, you've got your glass. For those of you who didn't join in last night, remember you take your glass of water, you take it to bed with you, you wake up in the morning, you get some spit in your mouth, not a big golly, not one of them, just a spit it in your water, put that in the fridge, and then go and get it out of the fridge now and let us know. Tracy did it, Helen did it, Joanne did it. Haven't I got the best group of girls? These girls, yeah, perfect. Perfect. All right. We have special names, Mark. We have names. So okay. If the spit is on the bottom, they're called bottom dwellers.
Okay, let me write this down, although that makes sense. Bottom dwellers. Yeah.
Bottom dwellers.
Yeah.
Raylene did hers as well. So all of the bottom dwellers, please raise your hand. Oh yeah, we've got lots of bottom dwellers. So my story with you, Mark, is that years and years and years and years ago, when I was a little girl in my little clinic and I started doing lymphatic massaging, I had to find out what else was going on. And then I stumbled across your products, the VitaCleanse especially. We started using the VitaCleanse and, you know, the results are amazing. And that's why, you know, 15 years or wherever so later,
yeah,
I've become a naturopath in that time. I have all of the prescribed, you know, everything that I can prescribe, the naturopathic, you know, everything that's not available to everyone. I have tried them all out, but none of them compare to your products. So when it comes to looking after these ladies with Candida issues, because you're going to let us know how many people like do have Candida, you know, this is the best treatment, the fastest treatment, the easiest treatment that that I have found. Yeah, all the bottom dwellers. And they said Mark appears. So everyone who was live today when we're at lunchtime trying to get together, we are in Zoom, girls. We're in Zoom, and now we are in Facebook. So we are technologically advanced tonight. So yeah, bottom dwellers. Tell us about, Mark, tell us about what Candida does to our body.
Well, Candida is a yeast. It's actually the reason why, well, I guess that you said how many have Candida. The answer is every person on the planet.
Yes.
And that's because Candida is not strictly speaking a parasite. It actually has a beneficial role to play. It's part of a normal, healthy digestive system, but only in very trace amounts. So if you don't have candida, then you can't metabolize any of your nutrition through the gut. But what happens is with modern lifestyle issues, diet, use of antibiotics, contraceptive pill, other things which throw our gut out of balance, that the beneficial bacteria in our gut, one of the main roles that they have is actually to prey on the candida. They eat it, they keep it under control. So when we nuke our system by use of antibiotics and then exacerbate the problem with our high carbohydrate, high sugar diets, which feeds the yeast gets, the candida gets all of this nutrition. It has lost its predator, and so it proliferates and colonizes the intestinal system. It takes over. And then when it does that, it doesn't just stay an intestinal problem, a digestive problem. It starts to get absorbed through the intestinal wall like a nutrient. That's how our food is assimilated into the bloodstream. Well, candida gets assimilated too, as if it's a nutrient. Then it gets into our bloodstream, into our circulatory system. It's carried systemically throughout the body. And then we start having problems showing up all over the body. It could be tinea, athlete's foot, toenail fungus, so right down in the extremities. It could be digestive issues, thrush in genital, anal areas. It can cause, really any body organ can be affected by candida. And of course, it comes up into the mouth at night. Yeast looks for a nice, warm, moist environment when it's starved of nutrition, or yeast does. And so when we're sleeping, we're fasting, the first place it'll come to is our mouth, which is a nice, warm, moist environment. And that's why the spit test works perfectly. If you have any candida showing in your mouth, whether you're a bottom dweller or not, it doesn't matter. You have a candida problem which needs to be addressed, because the candida should not be there.
Yeah, so our bottom dwellers, they're going to have things like brain fog, bloating, their metabolism not working properly, all of those things that if they go to the doctor isn't going to pick it up, but we can definitely help, right?
We can help. That's right. Yes, we can. You know, I went to a seminar years ago. It was a lady that was specializing with fermented foods, which is really great for combating yeast. It's sort of like homeopathy, where you use the same agent to combat the problem. So fermented foods, particularly fermented yeasts from fermented foods, are very good for combating candida. But she said that she's been present with autopsies, when autopsies are done, where they cut open the cadavers. And she said that people with systemic candida, it grows like a slime over all of your body organs inside your body cavity. Now, it's not just a digestive system, although we'll be talking a little bit more on that, I believe, later, on how it affects the lymphatic system in the gut. But it is a huge systemic problem.
Yeah. And not a lot of people know about it. And the treatment that normally is to starve yourself for 12 months. So it would be if you are a bottom dweller full of sludge, it would be a 12-month. And I've only met one person. There is one person in my Body Wisdom group who has done the candida diet, and she would have followed it to a T for 12 months. And then I told her, and she read about everyone doing your protocol, and she was like, are you serious?
And, you know, the problem with doing the diet like that, Chelsey, it can work, can actually eliminate candida. But the problem with candida is, because it's part of our healthy digestive system, it keeps coming back as a problem. Every time we pick up another parasite, or we get sick, or we get depressed, or we get cold and wet and start to shiver, and our immune system starts to be compromised, the first thing to always take advantage of that situation is candida. So you can go on a 12-month, I've known people that have tried it for 2 years, 2 years on the candida diet, and it's hell. It really is.
Hell.
They get on top of the problem, and then a year later it's come back again. So what sort of lifestyle is that?
Yeah, it's not. It's not. So talking about the lymphatic system and candida and parasites. So a lot of the lymphatic system is in your gut. Like, it does transport fats. It's your immune system. There is so much, it's the transportation system of your body, really. And is it going to pick up candida?
It certainly will. So the issue with, you asked me the question about parasites and the lymphatic system earlier, and the first thing people will think of, and if you go to Dr. Google and do a search, lymphatic system and parasites, you'll get one thing come up only, and that's a really scary condition. It's called lymphatic filariasis, which is where tiny little worms clog up your lymphatic system. They block up the vascular system, the transportation of body fluids, and so you can get swelling of arms, legs, the extremities. Bacterial infections can set in as well, and that's where people get a condition known as elephantiasis.
Yeah.
So that's really scary. But we don't really have that in Australia. I would never have come across that in my 21, 22 plus years of specializing in this field, not in Australia. Limited to the digestive system. So you quite rightly point out that the lymphatic system, I think you said earlier, 80% of the
80%, yes.
is actually in the gut. So we think of the tonsils and the spleen and these other organs, the thymus, but primarily the lymphatic vessels, which exist actually in layers of the intestinal wall, the small intestine amongst the villi. They are there to capture the lipids, the fats, and transport them to body organs where they're needed. They are quite vulnerable to parasitic problems which occur in the gut. And there's a paper actually found going back to 2010, the New York Academy of Science paper, and it actually said that the lymphatic system in the gut is susceptible to inflammatory bowel conditions. Now, as soon as I read that, I thought, well, now hang on a minute, let's put two and two together here. Inflammatory bowel conditions. How about irritable bowel syndrome, which is an inflammatory bowel condition? That is going to absolutely interfere with the way the lymphatic vessels work to capture the fats in the small intestine. It's going to completely disrupt the system. Now, what is irritable bowel syndrome? Well, Western medicine treats it as a big black box. So usually they call things that they don't understand how they come about, they call them syndromes. So if you have a syndrome, it means we don't know what causes it. But there was a paper which was done way back in 2000, was written by Tom Borody, who's a very famous, probably one of the top gastroenterologists in Sydney. He's Professor Borody. Actually, I spoke to one of his colleagues just about 6 weeks ago, and she was quite keen for me to get in touch with him. He suggested that irritable bowel syndrome is caused by Dientomoeba fragilis, which is one of the most common water-borne parasites in Australia. So if you have IBS, then you look for water parasites. So that's one thing. And that's one thing that can certainly interrupt the function of the lymphatic system in the gut because of its inflammatory effects on the intestinal wall. But thinking back to good old Candida and how Candida will create a slime that works, that actually covers your body organs, that slime starts off in your intestinal system, and Candida can colonize your intestinal system within a matter of 4 hours. So it works very quickly. That in itself is going to interrupt the normal functioning of the lymphatic vessels in the intestinal system. So Candida, and really any parasite that interrupts the normal digestive system, is going to cause havoc for your gut lymphatic system.
With 4 hours, and
within 4 hours.
Yeah, and the other big word, the other big time is like one round of antibiotics. Doesn't it take something like 3 years to get the good bacteria back in your gut? Like, it takes a long time to get that balance right.
I'm doing a lot of reading on homeopathy at the moment, and homeopaths, some homeopaths feel that it never comes right.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, let's stick to 3 years. I don't want to go to I don't want to go to never yet.
Well, that's without treatment, without care.
Yeah. So that's where your protocol of weed and then feed, seed, comes in. So let's talk through that.
Well, typical way of treating candida is with diet. Typical way of dealing with any dysbiosis in the gut, which is an imbalance of good and bad organisms, is with diet and nutrition and probiotics. We think that's nonsense, because a probiotic is not there to actually fight off and kill an organism. A probiotic is not a killer. A probiotic is there, it's a protector. It's there to actually shut the door on infections coming back or new infections coming in.
Mm-hmm.
It's not there necessarily to actually fight off things like blasto and defragilus and giardia and crypto and some of these other worms, some of these other organisms that take place in the gut. So weed as the first process, using a herbal killer, which actually is designed to poison the unhealthy organisms, eliminate them from the system. That creates a cleansed system. It resets your gut to a square one footing, and then you reintroduce the beneficial bacteria, and they actually have an opportunity to grow, colonize, and protect the gut once it's been cleansed. So it's like 2 stages, really. I know we say weed, seed, feed, but in practical terms, it's actually weeding and then seeding. And then you use things to actually feed both processes and make sure they work at both ends.
And the thing that I love about the VitaCleanse, that it not only works on my gut, but it works on my head. We know that, there is a relationship between your gut and your brain, but it really does work. It stops me going to the fridge and wanting the extra sugars, and wanting the ice cream at night. Especially if you take VitaCleanse, I don't know if I've told you this before, but if you are planning on going to a party or going out and you're like, you know what, I really don't want to drink too much. If you have 2 VitaCleanse before you go out, and you will have your second drink, after your second drink of alcohol, you're like, you know what, I don't want to drink anymore. So you can use it as a safeguard as well to stop you drinking too much. But it really works on your brain.
Chelsey, I'm not allowed to make claims. You are the practitioner, so go right ahead.
Yeah, but
legally, I'm not allowed to make claims.
Yeah, that's my story. That's what I found.
Yeah.
And so, ladies, if you go out with your husband and you don't want him to drink too much and you want him to drive, give him a couple of VitaCleanse tablets. Maybe? Okay. We like having a little bit of fun here. All right, so the protocol is, if your spit has gone to the bottom and you are a bottom dweller, it is 3 months of VitaCleanse. So that is 3 bottles. Not only should you do yourself, you have to do your partner as well. Please get them to do the spit test. They're going to have it as well. So the protocol that I start is, so is it safe to take on antidepressants? I'm just going to ask some questions as we go, because I can't figure out how to get them back. Is it safe to take on antidepressants?
Yes.
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 I've just been diagnosed with IBS. I hope this helps. Oh, I got lots of laughs. The girls liked my joke about alcohol and men.
We're all drinkers. All we want to be. We're guys.
All right. So if you are pregnant?
No.
No.
TGA have just issued a brand new directive on all products containing wormwood in Australia. We now have a warning: do not use if pregnant or likely to become pregnant.
Okay.
Even though VitaCleanse contains 0.5% of their safety standards for pregnant women in the first trimester, we still have to put that warning there, which is fine.
Yes.
Always best to be safer than sorry. Do not use while pregnant.
Yes. Okay.
or likely to become pregnant.
Yes. Can you use with tamoxifen? So is that a chemo? I'm not sure.
What is tamoxifen?
Tamoxifen. I think it might be a chemo. I'm not sure what it is. TAMOXIFEN. Raylene, can you please let me know what that is, please? Heart medication after a heart attack.
Yeah, it's. I'm getting a Google search here on breastcancer.org. So, chemotherapies are basically extra strong antibiotics. That's what they are.
Compared to the VitaCleanse, compared to the toxic, I don't want to say anymore.
No. Look, there's no reason why you can't use VitaCleanse with very powerful antibiotics. However, I will say if you're using the ocean minerals, which I believe often you
we use the sea minerals. Yeah, the sea minerals. Yeah.
Sea minerals. Then you do not use that with any medicine, with any pharmaceutical medicine, because sea minerals make anything else work stronger.
Yeah.
VitaCleanse won't do that. VitaCleanse, actually, we have a number of naturopaths, but also a number of allied health professionals, so GPs that dabble in natural health, that actually prescribe VitaCleanse to be used in conjunction with antibiotics, because the antibiotics leave behind candida. Now, I can't officially tell you what VitaCleanse does to the candida, but anyway, that's why they're using it in that situation. With chemotherapy, I mean, you should be careful using anything in conjunction with chemotherapy. And if you decide to use it, do it in conjunction with a naturopath that can actually monitor you.
And who knows your story. Yeah.
Exactly.
What about gastric sleeve surgery?
Well, that would always involve antibiotics. Any kind of invasive surgery involves antibiotics, and that's the time that you should be using VitaCleanse.
Okay, so after they've had surgery?
When they are on the antibiotics, yes.
So yes. Okay, but if you have got a gastric sleeve, you can use the VitaCleanse?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's no reason why you can't.
Cool. Okay, so dosage wise, what I tell my people is to have one before bed when they first start, because I'm not sure whether that one is going to be like a big bomb going off in their gut, because I don't know unless they've had a consultation with me. I really don't know how it's going to react, or I don't know if that one tablet is not even going to touch the sides and they're going to wake up and think, what was she on about? Because I have had a girlfriend, her hubby came in and he says, oh, Chelsey said you have to have 4 of these a day, right? Because you build up to having 2 in the morning and 2 at night. Guess what she took?
4 all at once. Yep.
She didn't go to work for 2 days. She was that sick and on the toilet and sick. She took 4 at once. So she's quite toxic.
That is quite rare, and you're exactly right. She is quite toxic, and she probably has quite a large parasite load that violently reacted to the herbs coming in all at once. That is quite rare. We normally find that die-off symptoms, so that's the really unpleasant symptoms of going on VitaCleanse, they occur usually between day 4 and day 10 on the treatment. Very rarely we get a reaction from one capsule. I had one just last week though, so it does happen.
It does happen, yes. I have one, and then the next morning have one, see how you go. The next night, that night, have 2, and see how you feel, but working your way up. And I know that the bottle says have 1 3 times a day, but who remembers to take the middle day? Nobody.
Yep.
So we work our way up.
I forget to do it too. I work with VitaCleanse on my desk all day, and when I'm doing a VitaCleanse, I forget to take it at lunch. So
So we have 2 in the morning and 2 at night. Will it break a fast?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
Kath. So Kathy's done amazing. She has lost, I think, was it 7 kilos in 7 weeks, Kath? In a previous interview with Mark, didn't he say leave hours between taking the sea minerals and prescribed medications so you can use it as long as you have an interval?
That's correct, except for chemotherapy.
Yeah.
Chemotherapy is so strong, you do not want to fiddle around with that, or blood pressure medication. So, you know, warfarin, some old people, you've got nurses coming every day to regulate their warfarin dose. You just try and avoid it if you can, because that will send the dosage of the pharmaceuticals all over the place. So really aggressive medication like chemo, blood pressure medication, yeah, not on the same day if you can.
Yeah, and you have to see your specialist. Yeah,
Well,
so Pat said,
a naturopath.
See your naturopath.
Yeah,
yes,
is best.
Cool. All right. So, and then we're adding in the sea minerals. So the sea minerals really help if you do get clogged up. So many people are constipated, right? So I reckon 80% of my clients are constipated. Yeah. That's where the sea minerals, like having your dose of salts, comes in, and it really helps with the process, because with doing our lymphatic routine, you have to make sure your bowels are working properly. And that's I know that VitaCleanse does that. VitaCleanse can help your bowels move more, but the sea minerals definitely helps as well.
Well, the sea minerals are actually, if you take a daily dose of sea minerals, you've got anywhere between 80 and 110% of your recommended daily intake of magnesium, depending on which figure you accept or take. I mean, that's very conservative anyway, but it shows you they're loaded in magnesium.
Mm-hmm.
It is the best form of magnesium, which is magnesium, not magnesium citrate or magnesium chloride. It is pure magnesium element or ion, ionic element. And that will go to work to liquefy the fecal mass around the inside of your colon, which again is interrupting with the lymphatic system working, mm-hmm. and will expel it. So you can actually regulate how much of the minerals you need to be perfectly hydrated by seeing what's coming out the other end.
Yes. Yes. I go 2 to 3 times a day now with the gloves. After using my gloves, what will the VitaCleanse and sea minerals do? Well, I think you might be going, just enough. So the VitaCleanse and the VitaCleanse might just add some extra bulk of, candida and parasites and all those things. Remember that these things inside your body are living organisms, and they are pooing and excreting inside your body. We have slime, and we have, extra poo as well. So does the sea minerals help with fluid retention?
Well, it can. It can. Yeah. So the sea minerals will go to work on any body function, because every body cell needs the electrical impulses, the ability to conduct an electrical charge. That's the life force. And it needs ions to do that, or electrolytes, interchangeable terms, and that's what they are.
Yep. Okay. So Eunice, can you please pop in the link that people can start buying their VitaCleanse, please? Because, you're going to have to start. The good thing is that you can do your 2 months. If you're a bottom dweller, you can do your 2 months on the VitaCleanse, and then you can redo the spit test. When you redo the spit test, you might see that your spit is then hanging in the middle and it's getting better, or it's on top with just a couple of bubbles. We need your spit to disappear. And that's how we show that your body is going to be working without the sludge. So click onto the link, and that will take you to the sales page where you can, definitely get 2 bottles of that, and you can grab your bottle of sea minerals as well. So the dosage for the sea minerals is, I just tell people to have a cap.
Yeah.
Have a cap fill. Always add it with a little bit of water, because it is the most disgusting tasting thing ever. Yeah,
it is. And there's another reason why you have to have it diluted. It is so heavy and dense. The little 150 ml bottle, when you pick it up, it's very, very heavy.
Definitely,
It is a process of 3 years of solar evaporation. So the H2O has evaporated out of the system. The sodium chloride falls out of the system in salt ponds. It's harvested away, and we take the dense liquid left behind. If you take it straight, it can burn the lining off your stomach.
That is a good reason. That's another good reason.
We had a guy take it straight. He couldn't sing in his choir for 4 months, his church choir over in the US. It burnt his vocal cords. And it's not permanent damage. Everything fixes, but it's just not, it's too heavy for the body to take straight. And if you find it too salty to take all at once, then split up your dosages into like a mouthful of water or juice. I use juice. I know juice is a dirty word, but just enough to get the sea minerals down. Throw it down, but split up your dosage. So instead of 2 mils, you might just put 1 mil in a mouthful, swilling it down, and then immediately another mil and do it again.
And we do have VitaCleanse for kids too.
We do.
Yeah, and the good thing about the VitaCleanse for kids is that it's a chewable tablet and it tastes fine. If you've got fussy kids, they will definitely chew this. So do the whole family. And you do have to do the month with the kids as well.
Yeah, so it will work for pinworms or threadworms, maybe 4 or 5 days if you just want to eliminate the adult worms, which is what Combantrin does, or Vermox. But you can use it over a 30-day period to break the life cycle. So you get the eggs and larvae as well. Combantrin and Vermox are not designed that way, but VitaCleanse for kids, it's quite safe to take it that way.
Yeah, I have mums that come in and say the change of attitude, the mood, the happiness that has come back in their kids from doing the VitaCleanse, massive change, and the kids ask for it. And then we've got a really good chewable probiotic as well to get the kids to take afterwards. So yeah,
great.
It's a lot more palatable. All right, so we've spoken about the VitaCleanse. I think everyone's happy with that. And then at the end, we've got the recharge.
So recharge is, it was designed to follow a course of VitaCleanse. It is naturally fermented grains and whole foods. So it's a very nutritious blend. We put it through a natural fermentation process because that's how people have, for thousands of years, supplemented their diet with probiotics. It's through their yogurts, their kimchis, their sauerkrauts, their kombuchas. Every culture in the world has some form of fermented food that they use. And often it's because they need to store the food, so that's how it's protected. But by doing that, they actually get all the beneficial bacteria and it exponentially grows through the fermentation. So they're getting a nutrient-rich, probiotic-rich food that is being fermented. So VitaCleanse Recharge is 100% fermented. Mm-hmm. That means that even though there's oats in there, the jury's out as to whether oats have gluten.
Gluten, yeah.
Wheatgrass, there's wheatgrass. Again, the jury's out as to when gluten forms in the wheatgrass. There's no gluten left in this product because it's completely fermented. All the proteins have been digested. Fermentation is a digestive process. So the beneficial bacteria goes into the gut and it starts to work. It's very broad spectrum. So there's 14 beneficial bacteria, 2 of which are beneficial yeasts, which are specifically designed to close the door on a candida infection using Saccharomyces yeasts to kill off or keep under control candida yeasts. And you can use as much of it as you want.
Those big words.
Sorry?
I sort of love it when you use all those big words. It means I don't have to. Okay, so with the recharge, people can start adding that in on the 2-month mark? Or? Yeah,
so what we recommend is you don't necessarily take the recharge at the same time as the VitaCleanse, because VitaCleanse is antibacterial. So it's I shouldn't say antibacterial, I've just made a claim. It will inhibit bacteria. That's what it's designed to do. And so it's a value for money thing. It's not an antibiotic. It's not going to nuke your gut. It's not designed that way. But focus on eliminating what shouldn't be there first before you move over to the seeding process, the seeding phase. So we recommend maybe 2 days before you finish the VitaCleanse, flick over onto the recharge as well. So there's just a very slight overlap of the treatments so that you slide in from the elimination phase. You've got a bit of protection and you go into the closing the door stage, the seeding phase.
Perfect.
And the sea minerals will make the probiotics work stronger too. So use them at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. And then with the sea minerals, it is something that we need to remineralize your body. Like we have to have like all of those minerals. It helps with every single thing. Like it's the same, just say it's the same as our blood.
98% similarity between the formula of ocean water and human plasma. So
Yeah.
human plasma underpins a lot of the body fluids, such as perspiration, amniotic fluid, synovial fluid. It's all basically formed from the plasma. And so that is the body's basic formula. It's almost identical to the oceans. In fact, the main difference between ocean water and human plasma is that human plasma has an extra content of iron, whereas the oceans have an extra content of magnesium instead. Now, is that a coincidence? Every human on the planet is magnesium deficient.
Yeah.
So, and you've got, looking at something as complex as ocean minerals, which it is believed every element on the periodic table is in ocean minerals, also in human plasma. The mathematical probability of those two formulas matching so identically is impossible.
Yeah. I haven't asked you this before. Do you know much? Is it going to help with hot flushes, hormonal issues, hot flushes? Have you had any case studies of that?
No, we haven't. But
yeah. Okay. Well, girls can let us know.
Theoretically, we know that ocean minerals will help with every body function.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So the action steps that the ladies are going to take is do your spit test, get your partner to do the spit test, treat one and all, get the kids involved as well. Start on your VitaCleanse. If you are a bottom dweller, it's going to take about 3 months. If you are going to do it as a diet only, you're on it for 12 months minimum. There is, in the BooB CamP group in files, there is a diet that you can follow that is not as strict as the full Candida diet, but there is, you know, a diet that you can follow, but always make sure you stick to your hair test as well. So if there's something on the Candida diet that you can have, that it says you can have on your Candida diet, but if it's on your hair test, no, you can't have that. So we're going to talk the hair test next. Should I stop having probiotics like coconut kefir until you spit in the glass? Oh, look at them all coming through now. Sodium valproate, and who wrote this? Simone. Topiramate, mate. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is? Yes, it's nut-free. VitaCleanse kids will be nut-free.
It has black walnut in it, but it's the hull, the green hull of the walnut, not the nut itself.
So what if my son's allergic to nuts and he's fine with it? So if your kids are,
there's no such thing as a typical nut allergy, though.
Yeah.
And look, this product's been manufactured since 2006. The adult formula 2003. Since then, we've had one anaphylactic reaction, and that was actually from the VitaCleanse for kids. It was a food-based allergy that the child was just allergic to one of the herbs in the formula. So in the hundreds of thousands of bottles that we've manufactured, we've had one reaction. Can happen with anything.
Yeah, it can happen.
Go out to a restaurant and eat some salad, you can have that too if you react to something.
Epilepsy medication. We're not sure.
So, yeah, epilepsy. So echinacea is sometimes contraindicated for people with epilepsy. So what we'd suggest is if you're really concerned about those things like nut allergies or epilepsy, see a naturopath. Often kinesiologists can just do a quick test and make sure that the product is fine for you. Naturopath who understands you can actually guide you in person there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So thank you. I know that we said let's just do a 10-minute chat, but you and I, when we get together, that never happens.
No, that's true. That's fine. It's always fun.
Thank you very much. So what we're going to do is, if there's anything else that the ladies are going to ask, you are in the BooB CamP group now, so you'll be able to go onto the comments in this thread and see. So ladies, if you do have a question, Mark is going to leave now and you can just tag him. Okay, so at Mark Porter, you will tag him and then you can ask your question. Cool. All right, so we're going to go on now and talk about the hair test and talk about Nessie. Everyone is saying thank you so much, Mark.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Lovely.
Wonderful.
Lovely to be here again.
And, yeah, I will keep you as a regular, hey?
Yeah, please do. It's always fun.
Awesome. All right, well, you go jump in the lounge with your wife.
I'll do that. Thanks, Chelsey. Thanks,
Okay.
everyone. Bye.
Okie dokie. How cool is this, interviewing other people in our Facebook Lives? Let's talk hair test. So I'm not sure if I can share my screen or not. I'm not going to really try. But for those who want to know a little bit more about your hair test, the reasons why you do the hair test is that you can stop putting the foods into your body that is causing inflammation. Okay? When we do the hair test, we test against 600 different items. If you don't know, if you're not sure exactly what foods are causing your inflammation, if you don't know what is causing your bloating or your lips to swell or you to feel like a headache or diarrhea, upset tummy, anything like that, the best thing about doing the hair test is that you will get a list of 600 different items. So I'm not sure if I can share my screen more. Share screen onto here. Let's give it a whirl, Merle. All right, and then onto here. So have a look at this hair test. You will see that it comes up, all of the things in red are things that are causing inflammation in your body. No more guessing. Things like broccoli, strawberries come up 90% of the time. Chicken comes up 70% of the time. You think you're doing great drinking oat milk? No, have a look. Everybody is different. The best thing about this hair test is that it comes up and tells you what works and doesn't work for you. Oh dear, no more tea. So this is Taryn's. Taryn, a lot of you will get to know Taryn in BooB CamP. She is the most amazing lady. Look at all these breads. I don't know if you can see my screen or not. Can anybody see? Facebookers, are you there still? All right, not sure. All right, okay, I'll stop sharing screen just in case. Okay, so what happens is there a time frame you need to have the hair? No. Sent after purchasing? No time frame. Well, you'd want to, if you paid for it, babe, you want to get it done. Oh, we could, but it disappeared. All right, do you want me to see it again? More, share screen over here. All right, and this one. So it is going to, oops, what did I press? Okay. Here we go, make it a little bit bigger. Even down to wool. A lot of people come up and it says mixed feathers and they have a feather pillow or a feather doona. Colgate toothpaste comes up 99% of the time. My plumber changed from Colgate toothpaste and he now sleeps at night. So he changed what he brushed his teeth with at night. How important is it to know what protein powder that you can have? You know, this is what you need to do. You need to know what things work and don't work for you. Cigarette smoke, diesel, you know, has your father, mother, you know, worked with diesel equipment, been a smoker? So all on here. And then the great thing about it is it comes with this, this list. So what you do is when you fill out your questions, it's going to ask you what symptoms you have, and you write down your symptoms here. And then each week you can circle it and you can go, oh, you know, my hot flashes are feeling 20% better. My asthma, 10% better. My bloating, I'm on VitaCleanse, 100% better. Okay. And then the next week you have a look, and the next week you have a look, because I promise you at about week 3 or 4, you'll get lazy and you will just start eating anything. And then your rates will go, like, you'll start to feel bloated again, you'll start to have headaches again, and then you can look at this, you go, holy shit, this really works. I need to stick to my hair test. This becomes your diet. The great thing about this is that everything in black is great, is safe for you to have. All right, so now let me go stop share and then back to here. And okay, hair test is necessary. I wanted to stop the guessing game, what works and doesn't work for me. Feeling much better now. Yes, men can have the hair test too, definitely. Yeah, anyone can get the hair test done. And it doesn't matter if your hair's colored, you just grab a little bit off the end. Oh my God, some of the hair, the big chunks of hair that I see, you just grab a little bit off the end, like half a matchstick in length off the end. You cut it, you put it into the smallest Sealy bag, a money bag or little sandwich bag, the smallest Sealy bag that you have. Write your name on it, my name on it, and then send it to the address that you get in the email. I will have your results when I get it in the mail. I will have your results within a week. We send you your results, your test results, because I want you to be able to open up and have a, oh my God moment all by yourself. I don't need to see that when you go through your results. And then you get your food diary, which comes with it. Start writing down everything that you're eating for a week. And then you book in with our awesome naturopath, Sam. And she goes through, she loves nutrition. She loves coming up with eating plans. And she will help you choose what, if you're eating breakfast, if you're not fasting, if you're not doing the 5-2, she will help you choose breakfast, lunch and dinner and put some combinations of your food together. So remember, it's $315 for the test. And that includes having that consultation with a naturopath to figure out what you can eat and put a plan together. How does the hair test compare to the IgG? It's quite common. It's quite good, because we've had people do both, Jody, and yeah, the results come very similar. Because the hair test has 600 items, you are going to learn, you're going to get a lot more for your money. You're going to know like the nitty gritty. That's what I love about the hair test. Can you take it out of your brush? Carla, I'm going to cut yours tomorrow. And it's not off the root, it is off the ends. And if you're doing it for hubby and he's bald, you can use leg hair, underarm hair, pubic hair if you want to go there as well. Okay, so that's the hair test. Please, please, please think about getting it done. If you are going to work with me in the Body Wisdom program, it's included in that. So your hair test is included in the Body Wisdom program. Cool. Now, the next thing I know that you're all interested in is dun, 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 dun. We now have our new booking system set up, and you can book your consultation with Natasha, our naturopath in clinic, and you can talk through the Nessie. So Nessie is a supplement that I make. It is prescription. Okay, you can't buy it anywhere. I make it, and it is filled with prescribed supplements only. It is 5 different supplements that I mix together. All of your magnesiums, your activated Bs, N-acetylcysteine. The importance of N-acetylcysteine. So N-acetylcysteine is what they give you in hospital if you overdose. It is a great liver detoxifier. The great thing about NAC, N-acetylcysteine, is that it breaks down biofilms. So those parasites that we've just been talking about, they can put out this film and they hide behind this film. The N-acetylcysteine will break down that film, so then the VitaCleanse can get to the baddies faster behind the biofilm. It also has got PHGG, which is a guar gum, which is a fiber, and it will help increase your metabolism, and it helps with insulin. It helps getting your energy into your cell faster. So that's just a couple of things about PHGG. TMG, serotonin, dopamine, it's a good hit. It's like a pre-workout. What else have we got in there? Theanine. This is what theanine does for you. Theanine turns everything into rainbows, sparkles, and unicorns. Theanine just takes the edge off, right? We love theanine. So that is in your Nessie too. And the great thing about Nessie is that it tastes yummy, not like sea minerals. The Nessie tastes delicious. So please book in and have your appointment with Tash. Tash will also be, it's a 15-minute appointment. She will be able to answer the questions about the VitaCleanse as well. She'll take some notes. Just remember that it isn't just a 15-minute acute consultation. It is not a full life story. Tell me about your dog, all of the different things that you're on. So please be aware it is a 15-minute consultation. And then once you have you've had that consultation, we give you a secret code, and then you can just book your you can just rebook. God, I'm having my sand sanitizer moment again from last night. You can just buy your Nessie when you buy your the creams or the any of the other products that you grab from the website. Cool. Yes, Tash does it's all Zoom. All the appointments with Tash are all done on Zoom or on the phone. Definitely, Michelle. All right, what have I missed here? Thenny Chills. Nessie is awesome. I love my Nessie. Yeah, it's called Nessie because it is necessary. I know, Editha, you told me that you went without yours for like 2 weeks, and you're like, oh my God, I need to get back on it. So Nessie is $150 for the tub, and that will last you 4 to 6 weeks. I can only have Nessie once every second day because I don't drink coffee. I don't have soft drinks. I don't have a lot of stimulants, and I will be bouncing off the walls if I had Nessie every day. But, you know, other people can have, you know, 2 big scoops in the morning and still sleep at night. I don't know why I'm playing with a fake bit of bacon that was thrown into Lizzie's bath over here. All right, so let me know how you are going over the next couple of days. I really hope you have enjoyed everything that we've offered here in our 3 nights of BooB Camp. I always love doing it. Like, I've worked my butt off every day, and then I'd turn up here, jump in the shower with like 20 minutes to go before going live, and we turn up, right? And I love giving you the information that I can pass that on. I love giving you ladies a place to share as well, and to ask questions. Yeah, so if there is anything else, please pop it in the comments and we will get back to it. Make sure you have your gloves and your cream and your products ready. I want to check in on you all. I'd love to see some routines. You know, show me your moves, girls. Love to see some routines. And then the next thing is, I want to design some undies. So I would love to know, what are your favorite, gets better every time. Thanks, Vanessa. What are your favorite undies? What undies do you wear? Because I want to bring out some undies. 6 different styles of undies. So you get in a pack, you get your boy leg undie, you get your bikini undie, you get your G-string, you get your, what are the undies called that have got the pads in them? Modi undies, and some boxer shorts. And it only comes with 6 pairs because one day you've got to go undieless. So thinking about that, I want to know what's your favorite pair of undies to wear and what they're made out of. All right, and a full brief, and definitely one full brief. So I want you all to start changing your undies, please. Do not wear the same undies, the same style of undies every day. Change them up. Cool. All right. Thank you everybody for being present. Thank you everyone for turning up, being a part, writing in a comment, watching on replay. You can definitely join my Body Wisdom group. The good thing about joining now is I'm going to let you in now. So if you are interested in joining the Body Wisdom group, I've still got 2 weeks to go with this 8 weeks. If you join now, I'm going to let you in now. You can watch the replay of the last 8 weeks if you like, but your time does not start until the 22nd of April. All right. I will put that in a post and let everybody know. And Eunice, if you can pop the link in for Body Wisdom. Carla, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. Big love. Good night.